like this little group or this little group, and we're freaking all in high school again talking poorly about each other, because all that's going to do is it's going to continue to let the other side have their way while we're freaking fighting with each other. You know, stand for the flag and kneel for the cross. And that's something that you need to take to heart. That's something I need to take to heart. That's
all right, well, listen, I am all about your rights to your religion. But you're not telling me to kneel for something that I don't believe in.
Right.
That's where we've gotten fucked up.
Yeah.
That's why I say, that's why there's so much fighting.
Yep.
Stand for the flag. Yes, stand for the fucking flag. Do what you do, brother. I got that. And I believe everybody should stand for the flag. But when you're talking about kneel for the cross, why am I going to kneel for the cross? I'm not a Christian. How are you going to ask all these Buddhists and everybody else on this planet that enjoys the everyday freedoms of the United States? You're going to ask them to kneel for a symbol that isn't theirs? And then he goes on to say, all right, then he goes on to say, I don't care what religion you are, it doesn't matter. Yes, it does matter, dude, because this country was founded on freedom of religion. And you know why they did that? Because fucking Europe fought each other over religion for centuries.
Yep.
We don't want that shit here. This is a melting pot, motherfucker.
That's a good.
Okay.
Well, you know, and you're my sister. You're a pagan, and I'm a Christian. You know, I don't impose my beliefs on you, but I still love you. You know what I mean? And that's what being a fucking American is all about. You know, I don't care if you're.
You have the right to believe in what you want to believe in as an American, and I cherish your privilege to do that, and I respect it, and I respect the fact that you're a Christian. That's the difference between you and I and a lot of these other groups out there. But anyway, he does go on to say it doesn't matter what. I think he's confused. It's like he wants to believe in the Constitution, but then there's a little sneaky part of him that says, fuck that Constitution, you love these Christians, why don't you get it, bitches? So anyway, go ahead.
No, I feel you, because I mean, you know, and that's you're exactly right. You know, it's not. I don't care if you're Buddhist or Catholic or. Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm not racist any kind of way like that either, but I do. I respect your right to believe or pray or whatever it is that you do, because, like you said, freedom of religion too. The only thing that I don't like is whenever you're out here hurting people and destroying buildings and destroying property and causing our taxes to go up because it's the city who's got to pay for the shit. I mean, there ain't nobody coming out of their damn pocket to fix all these, you know, millions and billions of dollars worth of damage that's been done out here by Antifa and everything else. You know, it's, you know, you got your right to say what you want to do. You got a right to peaceful protesting. Yeah. I don't mind you peacefully protesting, but not when you coming out here fucking shit up and causing more issues for everybody else. Or you think, you know, just because we don't believe in your religion that you got to hurt some damn body. I don't believe in that.
Right.
Fucking dick.
He's not a dick. Well, you know, here's the thing. He's not a dick. He's confused.
Yeah, he's really confused.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't dislike the man. I don't have any reason to. He's just, I don't know him. You know what I'm saying? I think if you see how jumbled his freaking, and this is where we get into these other groups that are all their ideologies are so fucking clustered, they don't even know what they stand for, really.
Right.
And this is where all the infighting comes from. It doesn't come from us talking shit about each other. I talk shit about the motherfucker all day. He's a Marine. He's crazy. He ate crayons for a living, okay? I'll fucking say whatever I want. But what and I don't really believe that. My uncle was a Marine, by the way, in case on he was Marine at the time, so I don't really believe that. Motherfucker's smart as hell. I would not want to go up against that man, even still today. I'm scared. But I'm just saying, like, this is the kind of crap. This is the kind of crap that causes problems and infighting. Is everybody's trying to inflict their own ideology on somebody else.
Yep.
And that's the only reason why I used him as an example, because he already made himself famous, so I might as well carry on you know what I'm saying? I might as well keep it going.
Yeah, 10,000 fucking views on this thing already.
Exactly. But exactly what I'm trying to say is, though, is like, listen, 10,000 views because they're as conflicted as the next guy. That's why we can't come together.
Yep.
And look to the Constitution to lead you, people. Not somebody else's ideology, although the Constitution is several people's ideology, but it is the most liberal document written. Look to the fucking Constitution. It will tell you how to act. There's not a problem with people having their own religion. And like you said, just don't try to hurt me or make me like you. And we're good. Right?
Yep.
Don't try to proselytize me. And we're golden. Everybody wants to force their opinion on others. That's why the Constitution was made. It was to protect your rights. The Bill of Rights is there to protect you. Anyway, okay. I'm sorry. I got my little one.
All right, proceed.
No matter what group you claim, 3%, AFK, AWR needs to take to heart in this country. And it doesn't matter what freaking religion you are. It doesn't matter what race you are. It doesn't matter what background you came from, what you did or didn't do in your past. You finally have an opportunity in your life to make something happen. You finally have an opportunity in your life to stand up and make history in this country. Okay? Because eventually we're going to look back and everything we're doing right now is going to be history one way or another. Is it going to bring a positive outcome or is it going to bring a negative outcome? And it's for us to go look in the freaking mirror and look at ourselves and say, are we going to be part of the solution or are we going to be part of the problem? And you're part of the problem if you're just sitting down doing nothing about it. You're absolutely part of the problem. If you're not doing anything about it, but you recognize the things that are happening in this country, you're just as bad as Antifa. You're just as bad as Black Lives Matter. You absolutely are. And you can send me all the messages that you wish. That's fine. If you don't agree with it, you don't agree with it. That's fine. That's your First Amendment right. But at sometime in the near future, reality's going to...
What?
That's not the fucking First Amendment. First Amendment is freedom of speech, freedom of religion, all that other shit. So if he's talking about somebody, it's okay for somebody to send him a message. That's just two people talking. That's not like I'm getting out there and telling everybody I'm feeling my freedom. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
to hit you in the face. Reality's going to hit you right in the face. And what it's going to do when it hits you in the face, it's going to be so freaking extravagant, you're not going to know what to do. You're going to be like, wow, I had an opportunity to make things better, and I didn't do it. Well, guess what? If that was the outcome, or that was the choice or the path that you chose to take, well, then you can live with yourself. Because I will not be one to look back, and whether this turns out successful or not successful, I will fight until the very end, and I hope all of us do. Because I don't want to have to look back and say, I was part of the problem for us losing this country. I don't want to have to look back and say, man, if I would have only done just a little bit more, maybe we could have freaking changed things. Maybe we wouldn't have so many corrupt politicians. Maybe we wouldn't let ideologies come into this country that never belonged or should have started here in the first place. Have we not seen history? Have we not seen what happened when communism took over a country or socialism took over a country? Those two things, other than Islam, are responsible for the most deaths in the history of the world. The oppression and all the other things that come along with it. We have gone about our lives in this country living in fantasy freaking island. Every single one of us has. Because we haven't really had to worry about the things that are on the horizon right now. We haven't had to worry about the treacheries that are coming our way. things have always been pretty decent in this country. You know, we've had the freedoms that we've had. We've had our gun rights. We've been able to do what we want to do in this country. But now, on the horizon, and it's not even on the horizon anymore, we have an enemy. And that enemy doesn't have a certain name, because it's coming from multi-directions. It's coming from different groups. It's coming from our own government. It's coming from other countries. But guess what? We have a chance now to look at the enemy straight in the eyes and tell them enough is enough. We're taking our country back. We're not going to give in to the things that you want us to give into. We're not just going to say, okay, this is the way that it has to be, because it's not. We still have a voice in this country. We still can get up and go do what we need to do. And what we need to do, folks, is get off the couch. What we need to do is get up on our feet that God gave us. What we need to do is start telling the opposition no. And I hope you guys really do take this message to heart. I hope you guys will share this message, and I hope this message reaches out to a lot of people, because this movement is not racist. This racist is not full of bigotry. This movement is not hateful. This movement is not on either side. This movement is in the middle. And what we want is we want freedom for all. We want freedom for all. And we all want to be entitled to our freedoms. And nobody should be imposed for something that they believe, or have this label put on them for something that they believe when it's not true. And they're going to continue to do that till the very end, folks. There's nothing that we can do about that. There's absolutely nothing that we can do about that. So I say, so be it. Let them throw what they need to throw at us, because in the end, once we come out victorious, the truth will be shed. Hollywood's imploding right now. A lot of these politicians are imploding themselves right now. It's time for us to take advantage of the moment while we still have Trump in office. It's time for us to take advantage of the movement while there's a lot of us that are freaking going in the same direction. And if we can do that, then we will see real change, and we will actually make things happen. And if we don't do that, well, maybe it's time you do get your AR-15, and you better learn how to use it, not just take pictures with it, because that's the direction that we're freaking heading. You know, the sickness is spread everywhere, absolutely. Boycott the NFL. And we're not boycotting. What we're doing is we're boycotting the NFL because those men are making millions of dollars, and they don't give a rat's you-know-what about this country. All they care about is money. They've been sucked into the whole greed thing, just like the politicians, just like the frickin' media. They've all been sucked into the popularity, the money, the greed, the power, the corruption, and it's overtaken them. And now they're willing to settle for material things over the things that actually matter, like our freedoms in this country. Yeah, there is a huge war on the way, Dominic, and it's up to us to decide how it's going to go, because right now we still have a chance to fight this war without rifles. We still have a chance to fight this war peacefully with our ideology, with our wisdom, with our knowledge. But if we let it get too far, it's going to come to the point where that opportunity has passed us on. So I ask you guys today, I'm not coming on here to get any sorries because I lost my job or this or that. But this was a moment in my life that showed me our freedoms are dissipating right before our eyes. Our freedoms are going away, folks. Our freedoms are just flying out the window, and we've got the window wide open. We're not even rolling it up at this point in time. And what we need to do is we've got to put a stop to that. We've got to put a stop to that. We've got to discontinue letting them have their way with us. We have got to discontinue the fighting amongst ourselves and talking poorly about each other just to make somebody feel good, or just because you feel it's the right thing to do in the moment so these people like you. Stand up for what's right. Stand up for what is right, and you won't have to worry if you did enough. If you stand up for what's right and get off your feet, you won't have to look 3 years down the road and say, what I did, was it enough? You won't have to ask yourself that question. And I'm not coming on here to make myself look like a saint, because I'm no saint. I make plenty of mistakes, and I do plenty of things wrong. I absolutely do. I'm only human. But at the same time, I'm not going to give